Are you new to Blood Bowl 3 or a returning player and wanting to improve your strategies and enhance the chances of your wins? I'm Controlled Chaos, and in this video I'm going to go over 10 tips and tricks to help you out with your gameplay. Let's get started. So first off, on each turn, analyze the field. See where your guys are, see where your opponents are, see where openings are and opportunities are. That is very important. Second of all, stand up your players. Leave the ones that are going to move down, but stand up your players. Next, make all your non-dice roll actions first. That's part of standing up your players, because standing up your players is not a dice roll effect. Moving your players in their normalized movement that's not going adjacent to an opponent team member is also a non-dice roll effect. The next one is take your actions based on the risk, from lowest risk to highest risk. So if you have, let's say, a blocking team and you're going to move one of your guys out of a tackle zone, that is a high risk move. So you'd want to save that till later. However, if you're playing a very dodgy team like the Skavens and you want to move a gutter runner out of a tackle zone, that is a low risk move and is worth taking sooner. Same with the dice. When you're doing attacks, do your attacks that have the 3 dice first and work your way down on attacks. It's the same with positioning your guys. When you're moving your guys, you want to take the least riskiest moves around, so the least amount of dodges possible that you have to do in that movement. If that means that your player has to move backwards and over and then up and do sort of like a J hook, then go ahead and do that. Don't run them through a bunch of tackle zones, because that's a roll after roll after roll. And that is not good. You're better off hooking around and placing your team member there. Another good thing to do is keep a man or two in the back lines. This is just in case the enemy gets a hold of the ball and the ball carrier gets away from the main playfield area where all of the action is happening. Having a man or two there to lock up and make more of a struggle for the opponent is always a good thing to do. Another thing is, don't always follow up when attacking. You want to weigh the risks of a follow-up. If you do an attack and you push the opponent and there's no other opponents near that opponent, it's worth doing a follow-up to lock that enemy team player down. However, if you're pushing that team member of your opponents to a square where your guy's going to have another enemy team member or more around them, it's not worth following up at all. Another thing you want to do is you want to keep an eye on the clock, but do not focus on the clock, because if you're focused on the clock, you're going to make mistakes. You're rushing yourself. Don't rush yourself right away in trying to beat the clock on getting all of your guys moved. Instead, focus on doing the movements. Focus on paying attention. You will get quicker over time in making these plays and making these decisions. But you still want to keep an eye on the clock to try to move as many of your team members and make as many plays in that turn as you possibly can. Another one is pay attention to the actions your opponent player makes. Learn from their successful moves and their failures. Figure out if it was a success, why did it succeed? What did they do to cause it to make a better chance of a success? If it was a failure, what did they do that caused it to be a failure? Another one is this is a luck-based game. It's got a lot of dice rolls in it, and that's out of your control. Even your best planned strategies can be ruined by a terrible roll. And there's nothing you can do about it. Just accept it. It's a bummer, but this is just a game. Finally, have fun. Keep positive. You're learning from every loss you have in the game. If you've learned something, you have still won the game because you've improved your gameplay for the next game. You become more of a challenge. Now, if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and have a great day.